Oh yes, what's up, crypto legends? We have had a huge, massive pump during the last 12 to 14 hours, as you can see here on the price of Bitcoin. Absolutely crazy how we just managed to create a higher low here and absolutely skyrocketed during very early stages this morning. We'll be analyzing the situation, guys. Make sure to absolutely destroy the like button because I've got a good one. We're going to talk about some setups locally, looking at the higher timeframes, guys. Destroy the like button. If you do enjoy the educational content, we're going to go right away through some possible scenarios on the price of Bitcoin. We'll be analyzing here the dollar index, which is looking extremely good. We are breaking down some major support levels. We're also taking a look at the S&P 500, looking at the price action, also looking very good. It looks like it wants to roll over. We are opening the stock market now with a little bit of a movement to the downside. And we'll be analyzing the Bitcoin dominance here. What are the levels of resistance? Which will be the levels, best levels to accumulate some more altcoins? We'll be going through that as well. Liquidity, we're going to take a look at liquidity as well locally on higher time frames. We're taking a look at very bullish news that is going on, also a little bit of bearish news during this live stream, so make sure to stay tuned. First of all, let's say hello to the beautiful community, of course. First of all, Balaz, how are you doing, my man? Thanks for joining. Aditya, smash up the like button. He says, thanks for joining the stream. Good morning, Ghost Levy, Frank, as always, here on the stream. Crypto Envoy, good afternoon. Ghost Levy, how are you doing? I drew my fib at 618 and hit for retracement on the 4 hourly. It seems like it's going to form a triangle flag pattern. Yeah, this actually doesn't look too bad at all right now. We'll be talking about the level of resistance that we are currently hitting, and I am waiting for a potential confirmation breakout here on the price of Bitcoin. First of all, we got that classic lower high resistance trend line. Not very much of a strong breakout here as we are having the stock market open, getting a little bit of a drop. So this is definitely not helping any breakout traders out there. I'm not a breakout trader myself. I like to see a breakout, a confirmation, a retracement, bullish CVD divergence. We got that VWAP as well, the volume weighted average price that we are slightly above the level now, not going to lie. However, not looking too convincing here, right? I want to see the follow through of the price action, then the retracement, then we can speculate, okay guys, we could be forming a higher low. I want to see confirmation, reclaim of levels. This for me is a very, very poor move to the upside, not convincing at all, where we could see the price just rolling back down as we're having the stock market open. That is getting a little bit of a drop here the last few minutes. Okay, a little bit of a drop, nothing too convincing, okay? Nothing to be fearful about just yet. Something good is the dollar index, guys. Dollar index is breaking down from that symmetrical triangle formation. This looks incredibly good for the next coming weeks. There would have to be a little bit of a miracle right now for the price of the DXY, basically for the DXY to get a bounce. Well, there is that value area low from the last 2 years. We're taking a look at price action from 2022, 2023, and 2024. That value area low is there. So could we get a bit of a reaction here at the value area low? Value area high has been massive resistance back in October and November of 2023, getting that pullback to the downside. And this could actually maintain our support. So it's not a confirmation just yet as we break in here, higher low support. We have that strong value area low on the dollar index that could actually make it have an insane bounce in the coming days. But so far it is looking very good. Losing this without a doubt would be incredibly bullish for Bitcoin and stock market. And for the moment, it is just moving down for the last few weeks, and it does look like we're going to go to lower levels. Let's focus with Bitcoin. Not too convinced, guys, about this move, right? I'm very much interested in the possibility of coming back up to have an attempt and hit these highs, or at least sweep up some of these lower highs, potentially get all the way up to the 618 Fibonacci retracement, right? 50% 618 zone and maybe create a lower high. I will be explaining some local trading scenarios because when we zoom out and take a look at the 1 hourly time frame on Bitcoin and analyze this big fat range that we have formed during the last few weeks, this is really disturbing. Okay, this is an extremely complex area, without a doubt. Corrective, right? There's no major decision of breaking down, no major decision in breaking up, just a big fat range. Of course, this range is coming from this local uptrend, and we have been getting very close to hit these highs with these movements. Okay, so in my personal opinion, there is a higher chance that we could sweep up here the $63,000 range in the coming days than actually breaking back down here to the lows. However, something that is very disturbing looking at this range, guys, is that we are at basically the value area high. Not looking too convincing as a breakout. Will we maintain this level as support? When we do put the volume profile, we can very much analyze this scenario, and where we at is basically at the point of control from the entire price action from August, right? We're taking a look at August, okay, when we saw that massive drop on the 5th of August. Looking at the volume profile, where we are right now, it is basically the value area high. It is at that high volume node. So is this a moment to, become bullish and look for long opportunities? I would be only looking for scalp longs. And without a doubt, we could speculate on a small day trade swing short position at certain levels that are going to be explained in today's episode. So without a doubt, we're just at the resistance, very choppy price action. So it's not too convincing to actually expect continuation to the upside, because basically we are at the value area high from this entire range of the last 15 days approximately. And you got that high volume node, as you can see. So very choppy, not too convincing. Definitely see the scenario of getting a major pullback, all right, in the next coming hours. It's on the cards, all right. We'll be going locally on the lower time frames, guys, to look for those scalping day trading opportunities, okay? But overall, higher time frame, not much to analyze. This is a very complex corrective structure that we have been forming during the last 15 days. So it really is confusing to believe that, yes, we are going to pump up from here, or we're going to get a movement down first and then possibly find support and then run up. Very difficult regarding the directions. Now, a few days ago, I was actually quite bullish with this momentum to the downside, believing that, yes, we are likely going to find some support here based on the value area low, and purely based as well that when you form a big fat range like this, right, and you got the pivot high and you got the pivot low from that range, right, you got a high, you're forming a little bit of a range, you got a low, you got here this high, then you're rolling down. As we swept this low from the range, for me, it was highly likely that we were going to get, a higher low formation here at this range, right? So this was explained a few videos, a few live streams ago. So let's just zoom in, right? Talk about the local structure. Let's talk about what we mentioned yesterday, guys, keeping it educational. We don't suddenly forget of what we mentioned yesterday on the live stream, right? I like to do a recap on what were the levels, what were the scenarios that were mentioned on the previous live stream, right? Just to show, hey, were we wrong here? Were we right with this analysis, right? We always do a little bit of a recap the first few minutes of the live stream to analyze, hey, what was mentioned at the beginning of the live stream when we were forming this price action, right? We had several scenarios. We were talking about the possibility of this being a completed 5-wave structure to the downside, right? Maybe forming a corrective move to the upside, or very impulsive. Because remember, even though if you do have 5 waves here to the downside, this could potentially be a C wave, right? In this massive corrective structure that we're forming. This doesn't mean that if you form 5 waves to the downside here, that you are going to form a lower high and you're going to continue to the downside, because this might be a C wave, right? And inside an ABC, right, you do have 5 waves also in an A wave. And this is getting very, very complex, a very, very long range, okay, for over 15 days now. And just to explain to you, right, this doesn't mean that if you form 5 waves down, doesn't it mean that we're forming 3 waves and continuing to the downside? Well, when you zoom out on the higher time frames, you know, this could be another C wave, right, inside of this big range where we're just moving up, we're moving down, we're moving up, we're moving down. And inside of the C waves, you form 5 waves, okay? So, you know, just for anybody that is saying, hey, if we moved with 5 waves to the downside, doesn't it mean that we need to continue after a 3 corrective structure to the downside? Well, no, because when you zoom out, you know, this is still part of a wave inside of a big range, right? Corrective structure. So overall, the scenarios that we mentioned yesterday on the live stream, right, was, hey, we possibly finished 5 waves down here. And what was very interesting was the market structure, guys. We need to go, before getting any fancy indicators, right, on the chart, right, such as, you know, Fibonacci or, you know, footprint, delta, volume profile, whatever, all of these confluence levels that you can put on the chart to take a trading decision. We need to go from square one, right? Market structure. You know, a little bit of basic Elliott wave analysis. And what we were talking about yesterday here was the breakout of the structure, right? Where you have the highs here from last Sunday, and you got the highs, you got a lower low, you got a lower high, you got a lower low, you got a lower high, and you have this lower low right over here. And what was very disturbing was this movement to the upside. This is a confirmation breakout of the downtrend structure that we've had from Sunday to Monday, right? And yesterday, we did manage to create that higher high. And this is something that we were talking about very carefully to say, hey, you know, we've broken market structure. You know, we're probably back testing those lows that were formed very early yesterday, okay? And we could be forming, you know, a pump here to the upside, retracing back down to that zone. What I want to see is bullish CVD divergence and potentially look for that long setup, at least to claim those highs that we formed after creating that pump, all right? Giving you that possible entry and validation at that low, looking for a possible projection. Now, I did not enter this long position. I was waiting patiently, all right? It was getting late and looking for that pump and then retracement to that zone to then look for that possible long opportunity. And also talking about on yesterday's live stream where, hey, if we do zoom in on the lower time frames, right? So we got that volatile move down. We were back testing that failed auction level, right? Looking very good. We've broken market structure here with a confirmed higher high. Hey, the possibilities in forming a higher low here was extremely likely, right? We knew that this, you know, hey, we're holding so far as support and it looks very convincing. And one of the latest things that we were mentioning here on the live stream, okay, there was no bullish CVD divergence here, unfortunately. So what I was waiting for here is a reclaim of that bounce high. And this is where it gets extremely interesting, guys, because what was mentioned on yesterday's live stream was exactly what happened to actually look for a long position, right? This is why I give these explanations like, I would like to see the price action do this, because then it gives me confirmation. It gives me a little bit of more confidence that I could enter that trade zone, right? And I've got an invalidation and I got some local targets. So let me just do a recap of what was explained on yesterday's live stream, looking at that scenario, okay? So what we had here is that corrective move down, right? Looking very sharp. We were counting here the possibility of forming 5 waves. So we're looking at this to be corrective. So we had that movement to the upside, right? And we formed a 1 wave, right? We formed a higher low, so it looks pretty good. And what I was talking about is, guys, I would love to see this high taken. And if we do get that high taken, I would speculate in a double 1-2-1-2 right there. And if we do claim these highs and on the retracement, we are forming bullish CVD divergence that is possibly going to give you a long trigger. Of course, you will be putting your stop loss here at the lows, right? Putting the stop loss at the lows and you are targeting at least this high. Now, risk to reward was not massive. However, it was a confirmation that you are very likely going to get a bounce. And if we do take a look at that price action on the CVD, well, that is basically what happened, right? We claimed that high right over here, and we were forming those bullish CVD divergence. You were getting those lower lows on the CVD. There were people here shorting the market, right? Trying to push the price down. And from this pivot low, right, we got the one leg up here, wave one, wave 1, 2. Okay, we got a double 1, 2 right there, retracement. I want to see the confirmation of bullish CVD divergence, giving you that possible entry at this zone, stop loss here to look to claim the highs, and always leaving some open, right? You could always leave some open. We did create a bit of a failed auction from that high, as you can see on the chart. So here, obviously, you'll be taking most of your profits, but you would be leaving some open just because you formed incredibly bullish CVD divergence here on this retracement. You are continuing to form higher low momentum here. You're forming higher lows. So there's no big major reason to believe that, oh my goodness, we're going to roll down from here, especially when you get a bunch of traders on Bybit suddenly getting into massive sell orders right there. You can see on the CVD how you got that massive push down, and what you're forming right over here is higher lows on the price action and extreme lower lows on the CVD. This is people selling the market, retail. They're trying to push the price down as we've claimed this high, right? They must believe this is a swing failure pattern, failed auction. That's it. We've claimed the liquidity from here. Let's all jump into some short positions to try and push the price to lower levels. And obviously, they've been absorbed by larger players, right? You're continuously forming higher lows there on the CVD, on the price action, and lower lows on the CVD, giving you that fuel to smash through that high over here. So overall, you know, whoever did get into a long position here, you know, it was an option. It was definitely an option. I wanted confirmation. I was already going to sleep here when this price action happened. But the option of getting into a long position at that $58,000 range as we were getting the pullback was definitely there, right? It was the option of claiming those highs was there. You got an invalidation, tight stop loss, you know, trying to make you understand, first of all, you know, the basics, going from square one, right? And what's coming to square one? We're analyzing the local downtrend and understanding that, hey, you know, we have broken this local downtrend with this. This is a confirmation that the trend could reverse, right? And matter of fact, we did get that movement down. This was a confirmed higher low as we were getting that momentum to the upside. So that's something that happened to the end of the live stream. Of course, what we did have here was a weekly level, okay, where there was a weekly level that got big major resistance, right? Anybody that is not aware of this weekly level, well, basically when we closed on Sunday, right, just giving that quick explanation as we go through here, that weekly level was basically Sunday's close, right? When we do zoom in on the price action, my goodness, why is this taking me to 2021? Yeah, basically, right? When we had that Sunday close, so we got the previous week closing right over here with a kind of a doji, and we have that monthly close on Sunday, right? As you can see, giving us that weekly level. So we got the close end open from the previous 2 weeks that was providing insane resistance yesterday when we do zoom in on the lower time frame. So we talked about a short trading setup, and the price did actually reject from that level. So basically on the live stream yesterday, hey, you know, this is resistance. If you are looking for a possible short trade, right, this would be the level where you would want to get into the short because it's the weekly level, right? So, you know, without a doubt, realizing the levels of resistance that we have at the $58,700 range, that is where we bounced back up, okay, looking at the possibility of a flat structure here and coming back down. And the price did reject from that level, right? It's that weekly level. That was exactly when we talked about this level of resistance right over here. And the pullback did happen, right? We did get the pullback down, getting that resistance from the weekly, because previously on Monday, we were getting resistance there, resistance. So it's like, hey, we're hitting this level, it's getting choppy. You know, anybody that is bearish and, you know, looking for that possibility of an ABC flat structure here, this could be a wave 1, this could be a wave 2. You know, without a doubt, the invalidation levels were these highs. However, I am usually a very defensive trader. I'm very conservative and very defensive, right? The market is not here to just give you money, right? It's here to take the money off you, right? So you need to be very, very defensive and analyze the situation. So what happened right over here is that you did get that pullback, right, from that weekly level. However, if you move down here and you start forming bullish CVD divergence, which was the long trigger, that is the moment you want to be defensive with your stop loss from that short. The price and the, you know, basically the analytics of what is happening, right? Or changes every single minute, right? It changes by the minute. So yeah, this was resistance. You got the pullback, but if you're pulling back down here and you got a huge amount of people entering short positions on the pullback, because you can see it on the CVD. CVD is telling you that, hey, there are people here that are shorting the market. You are forming lower lows on the CVD. So that is the moment just you want to be very alert. And if you did short here, be very defensive, because there are people shorting that might get squeezed out. Okay, so something to take into consideration, guys, when we talk about a trading setup, pay attention to CVD. CVD has to be one of the most powerful indicators out there, because it's telling you where the retails are looking to short the market, or they are, or basically long in the market, right? So very important to take into consideration those CVDs. So whoever got into that long position right over here and maintained some of that long position, without a doubt, has made absolute insane profits with this movement overnight. Now, let's talk about what are the scenarios here locally, right? We've, so far yesterday detecting, very much those levels of support where we could bounce, those levels of resistance, looking at the different possibilities, okay? And looking at what I would want to see. I know it sounds boring, guys, but it's like that, right? I want us to see a nice move to the upside, retracement back down. Also, when the price action was forming this momentum, for me, anybody that was, wasn't clear about this situation, we talked about it, when we were forming that price action, right? So looking for the momentum here to the upside. I'm trying to find that, guys, but it was just bringing that explanation of, what I would want to see, right? I would want to see a kind of a 1-2 scenario, claim those highs, move to the downside, form bullish CVD divergence, and then obviously look for that movement to the upside, right? So this was like the second plan, right? If you missed out on a long position right over here, we'll claim that local high again. Boom, we claimed it, retrace, form the bullish CVD divergence with higher lows. Then you got your stop loss changes here, right? Your stop loss is beneath that low, and you're looking for that entry on the retracement as you're forming the bullish CVD divergence to at least claim those highs. Those are already pretty significant gains, right? Just claim those highs. That is your target zone. You could always leave some open depending on the data that is forming, right? And the data was, the CVD was absolutely incredible. With this retracement, the bullish CVD divergence here was absolutely insane, giving you fuel for the price to get that continuation back up, right? So also back testing that weekly level, right? So this was actually really good, and just a basic resistance where we had the weekly level, resistance level, flipping into support, absolutely golden with bullish CVD divergence. Bring it on, that weekly level. We're going to leave it behind us, and the momentum is continuing. This is actually a pretty good long opportunity. This happened very late last night or very early this morning, depending on where you are. I was sleeping at this time, but as you're forming bullish CVD divergence, it's a scalp day trade, right? You could arguably discuss, right, I'm testing here this level of resistance as support. And not only that, we are forming incredible bullish CVD divergence here. Your stop loss is beneath this low approximately, right? You're targeting the highs, risk to reward, 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. It's not that much, but you're having a lot of support, right? And with the CVD, it's giving you kind of more confidence and higher probability that this is actually going to hold and you are going to claim that high. So yeah, just a nice little scalp. The risk reward is not that huge, but the probabilities are much higher. So sometimes you are going to get into those trades where, oh, you know, this is a 1.5 to 1 risk reward. It's kind of not worth it. But if the probabilities are, you know, 70-80% chances that you are going to get that bounce purely based on confluence, you got that basic resistance support flip thanks to that weekly level, right? And also you're forming incredible bullish CVD divergence. The amount of people shorting here on Bybit, we're just going to get squeezed out, right? It's this movement here, all right, to the downside, and you got CVD here, suddenly millions of dollars entering in short positions, giving you that high chance that this level of resistance is going to flip as support right over there, right? And you're just claiming the highs. Could have left some open, right? I always like to leave 20%, 30% open of the trade just in case we get that extra rally. And yeah, basically price just insanely moved to the upside. So just a little bit of education, guys. What has happened? You know, why did this, you know, why did we bounce here? Why are we targeting these highs? Just, you know, pure education, guys. This is why we're here. We're not here to provide, you know, major signals, even though we're going to look for some possible setups. But here, you are here to learn. You're here to gain value out of what I am talking about. And that is what it's all about, right? Because at the end of the day, I want you to be a successful trader tomorrow, next week, or whenever it, you know, how long it takes, right? This is why we are here. So right now, looking at the current price action, right? Zooming out, we do know that this is a crucial zone, right? Higher time frames. If we do get confusing on the lower time frames, right? If lower time frames is incredibly confusing, what we need to do is zoom out a little bit and say, okay, where are we, right? Where is this, right? And for example, we know that this is a big fat range, right? That's formed during the last 15 days. And for me, it's, you know, I'm keeping it relatively simple. You might think, oh, we're so close to these highs that we're just likely going to take them. And the price might just pull back very aggressively from this zone. The main reason why is because, you know, no need to take the highs here. You know, you could form a lower high and just continue to the downside. So there's no reason why to believe, yeah, these highs are going to be taken right in the next coming hours. You could be getting a severe pullback first of all, especially when you're hitting the value area high of the entire range, right? So you know, this is going to be a very, very disturbing zone without a doubt. We can talk about some local setups. This is my whole game plan, just like we talked about the local setups yesterday on the live stream right over here, right? The levels of resistance, the levels of support, the different projections. Well, this is what we are going to talk about right now in this small little squeezed zone that we formed during the last few hours, right? Is it a successful breakout above value area high? Is it a fake out, right? It's a very, very disturbing, very, very complex scenario, but with a little bit of a, you know, Fibonacci, a few tools here, very easy to understand. We're going to talk about, you know, levels that we want to be hitting, levels of invalidation. Where would I enter a trade? Where would I put stop loss? You know, where I would be targeting, right? This is why you're here, guys. We'll be talking about that small little range now in the next coming minutes. But first of all, let's go right away and say hello to the rest of the people that are joining now the live stream. Okay, good morning, a lot of Mariela, Devolt. That blue moon did its thing. Welcome, legend, says Devolt. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to Devolt's channel, he provides insane technical analysis education every single day on his YouTube channel. We got him here in the comment section. Go and check him out, guys. Devolt Trading. So yeah, he was talking about the blue moon, right? We had blue moon, we had full blue moon yesterday, saying, hey, maybe this is going to be a bullish reaction, right? I mean, when you zoom out, right, this pump was very ridiculous, right? It was a very, very small pump. When you zoom out to the daily, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, wow, the price of Bitcoin is pumping. We pumped $2,000 and it looks insane, right? When we zoom in on lower time frames. But when you zoom out to the daily, it's like, oh, that was a very small pump, right? Curious, I'm not a fan. I know Devolt is. What's moon phases, right? When you get the moon phases indicator right there, we just had full moon in the last 24 hours, right? Starting yesterday. So yeah, this full moon did get a little bit of a push to the upside. Of course, the last few months, full moon has been incredibly bullish. It's actually indicated a bottom since mid 2023. Of course, we were in a very strong uptrend, but full moons indicated a bottom for the price of Bitcoin, where we were consistently pumping, right, on full moon seasons, right? Except for this one right there, we got full moon. This one was, this one did not play out. We had a full moon right over here. Yes, after the full moon, we did get a little bit of a pump. Full moon here, not playing out too well, continuing to the downside. So obviously, full moon in an uptrend definitely helps for the price to reverse. We got a full moon right over here back, the last week of July, and the one recently right now just started yesterday, bringing us a little bit of a bumpy action, right, during the last 24 hours. So anyway, just something curious, guys. This is, for me, obviously is not there's no strategy that I can use using full moons, right? But overall, very interesting to see. And 𝗕𝗏𝗿 was actually talking about a full moon yesterday. And usually we have seen full moons being bullish for the price of Bitcoin most of the times, right? Not always. And, just getting that nice little push during the last 24 hours. So let's continue through the comment section. Then we go here through some, this ain't looking too great, unfortunately. It's just not looking too great, not too convincing. We've lost VWAP, we've lost a daily level, we've lost, it's basically the value area high also of this entire range of the last 15 days. However, we're going to talk about the scenarios right now, guys, not to worry, but we just need to obviously understand where we at, right? We are at resistance. This is not an extremely convincing breakout, right, from value area high. It could just definitely be that wick here to the upside that we've had the last few hours. Very choppy, and we're going to roll back down. So we'll be focusing here on what we need to see, right? What would be a confirmation for me to jump into a long trade, or maybe into a short trade, losing here this local structure, levels of resistance, and what I would be looking for to take the next trading decision, just like the ones that we mentioned here yesterday on that small little range, understanding market structure, getting that breakout. Whoever longed this scenario obviously made some significant gains. So let's go right away through the comment section, guys. I'm going to just remind you to absolutely destroy the like button if you enjoy the education, technical analysis here, guys. Smash up the like button. Let's do it all together. We can get to over 400 likes. Much appreciated. Let's go through the comment section. Top-notch content, says Light Odin. Thank you very much, my man. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Ghost, how are you doing? The moon phases. That was wild. Yes. 𝗕𝗏𝗿, absolutely. He likes his moon phases. We got the pump right now. We had the pump already, guys, so I wouldn't be surprised where we at right now if we just bring back all of that pump that we had, just retrace back down. We are still in the range. We're still inside of the range. There's no confirmation of we're going to 63K in the next coming hours. We're just at the resistance. So we're still inside of the range, right? When will we get out of this range? I do not know, but it's getting very boring. If we get back inside, then we're probably going to form another three-wave structure. Then we're going to form another three-wave here, and we're just going to get squeezed in a big symmetrical triangle here in the next coming days till we actually break out. So we just need to trade the range here for the moment. By the looks of things, we could get that movement down back inside, and nice little cool off here on the price of Bitcoin. So just as we're getting some people in here, I'm just gonna go say hello, guys. I wish I could say hello. Look at XLM. Come on, Andy. XLM. Yeah, we can take a look at some altcoins without a doubt. There's a lot of information. I want to go through the possible scenarios on Bitcoin here, what I would want to see to actually look for a trading setup here locally, just for you guys, right? We're looking at setups, good risk management, good education. I want to focus on that, guys. A lot of people are here just for Bitcoin. When we jump into altcoins, people don't really care on altcoins, but I will be going through the altcoins now in the next coming minutes, right? Your TA, sir, has been very accurate and very educative. Yeah, thank you very much, IBAN. Thank you very much for that. I don't have the most extreme accurate TA, guys, but overall we're looking at good risk management if we're looking for some possible trading setups. Okay, so gold is pumping like crazy. We know that gold broke all-time high. It is possibly already, it's in price discovery. So yeah, without a doubt, gold has gone absolutely insane the last few days, breaking all-time high. It looks like it wants to enter price discovery and could continue pumping, right? Without a doubt. Not much to say about gold. Gold is just going through the roof. Philip, press the like button. Andy, top stuff. Thank you very much, Philip, for the insane support. Can we check well, Andy? Okay, yeah. Drop off the altcoins now after doing the Bitcoin analysis, guys. So, yeah. Come on, stop being so humble. Your TA is very accurate. Thank you very much, Mariella. Much appreciated. Right, let's go right away. Alts broke out with the BTC move. We got some altcoins breaking out here. By the looks of things, let's focus here on Bitcoin, guys. This is the 5-minute time frame, and just going to give a little bit of an overview here, something that was mentioned in the Legends trading community as well. Okay, for anybody that wants those daily updates, setups, technical analysis, education, answering questions, you do have the Discord, guys. You have the free Discord, of course. You can tag me, you can ask me questions. It's the first link down below, guys. Join the free Discord, where we also provide daily information every single day. Okay, got the first link down below. Just for anybody that wants to feel more exclusive, you know, you have the free Discord as well to join. Bitcoin technical analysis. Where are we? What the heck is going to happen? Are we going to lose these levels, right? The most important level of support right now for Bitcoin that we do not want it to lose, all right, that it could get lost, guys, without a doubt, is these higher lows that we have right over here. Okay, higher lows right over here. We got one at 60,340. And we got one here at 60,168, right, approximately. This zone is extremely important. There's one main reason why. If we lose this zone, we got a gigantic pump that happened, all right, very early this morning, that the price, if we lose these levels of support, could just get an epic corrective move. Now, we want to hold, we want to maintain this area for the price to actually continue to the upside, right? Now, if we were to move down, would I say that this is an acceptable swing failure pattern? I'm going to say absolutely yes. It is definitely possible that you could wick down beneath this low, all right, flip it back into support, form local bullish CVD divergence, and then get the reversal scenario, right? Because this looks very corrective for the moment. So we need to give the chance of the bulls, right, to actually maintain this zone and get a leg up in the next coming hours. So would I consider this pivot low? Absolutely yes. Would I consider this one right over here? That's the first higher low that we formed on the lower time frames. We love first higher lows. They are great for an SFP level. So I'm taking that level into consideration. The good thing about these levels is that you can manage risk extremely well. If you lose this area, we have not left any kind of support till 59,500. So you could get an epic drop here of almost $1,000 if we lose this zone, right? So there's no support, there's nothing here. So this is not a range that I would speculate on, you know, putting limit longs or stop losses down here or any of that, because you can just bring back all of that pump in a matter of minutes even, right? In a matter of 1-2 hours, just like this pump right over here, it can come as fast to the downside. So this zone is extremely crucial. So what I want to see here, for example, now in the next coming minutes, this might happen live, is claiming this low. If this low were to be claimed and you do get that recovery scenario, you form some local bullish CVD divergence, you're back testing the level of support, we can definitely speculate that you could get that breakout reversal. Your invalidation level is very, very tight. It's the lows right over here created after seeing that fake out. So what I really like to see is the fake out, right? And see that sign of strength. That is one scenario. It would be quite aggressive to get into the long, right? You are in a downtrend locally here for the last few hours. This downtrend could continue down. You could get stopped out. But it's definitely a scenario, especially if you do see those local bullish CVD divergence, right? If we do get that movement here to the downside, claiming that low, right? That's the first low. That's a first attempt. You got a second attempt right there. Without a doubt, it is very much possible. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, this is it. This is the top. You know, we're rolling down. Yeah, absolutely. The pump did happen yesterday as we broke that bearish market structure, right? This was so insane, guys. This is so crucial to go back to square one and understand the market structure instead of believing emotionally, oh, it's bearish, we're going down. We've been dropping down for the last 2 days. I don't believe in Bitcoin, pumping right now. We've got an epic pump of $2,000, right, in the last 24 hours. And you can detect the possibility of where you're going to form a higher low just purely based on the market structure, right? So what we do have, these are two scenarios, right? The price action is bullish still. The price action is bullish. There's no major breakout of market structure. Without a doubt, what could happen here locally when we talk about basic market structure is looking at the 5-minute time frame. You got massive higher lows, higher highs here. Very, very strong little uptrend right there. You got the higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Breaking down this higher low right over here is going to be very disturbing, right? So you might just wick down that level, get an epic bounce. But over here, the market structure will not be looking too great, right? You're kind of confirming a lower low, and you could be forming a lower high at some point here. And this is where we're going to, very, very similar to the reversal that happened yesterday, understanding the market structure here on the 5-minute. So, what could definitely happen here is that scenario, right? You just wick up here from that low or this low over here, get a massive bounce, sweep up the lower highs right there. And then we'll be analyzing very, very carefully here. What are the levels of resistance? Okay, because the price might just get a dead cat bounce and then start climbing here start moving to the downside, not climbing. So yeah, this is what's happening more locally. We're just about to take those lows. It is without a doubt a very, very risky zone, because this is an area that if it does not hold, the price could just break through very aggressively. So I'm going to, my trading plan here would be create that confirmed swing failure pattern. Of course, you are in a downtrend here, so you're likely going to get one level of resistance. And what I would want to see here is a back test of that low, okay? Back tests are really good because they give you great entries. They give you good stop losses, right? Just like the back test that we mentioned yesterday on this level. You create the low, right? You have a movement to the upside here and you back testing the level. It's getting choppy, but it maintained as support. It's back testing the failed breakout from here. So this is kind of a similar scenario, right? You want to see that fake out to the downside, right? It can be large, it can be small. You got two levels here, right? You do have two levels. If we slice through and we hit this one, we break through it and we get that recovery pump, without a doubt, it's a back testing zone where you could get a significant rally, okay? You got two levels here. It is this one right over here, and it is this one. So that is basically what we're looking at. Boom, bang, 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 right? Same scenario with this one over here to the downside at 60,168 approximately, right? This low over here. Same scenario, movement down, back up, reclaim the level, bullish CVD divergence. If we do get those bullish CVD divergence, without a doubt, it's going to be the golden ticket, right? Just like the golden ticket that was mentioned yesterday. We ain't going to talk about any more about yesterday, guys, okay? But it was just played out very, very nicely. So yeah, what what I would like to see here, right, is that movement down, that recovery and continuation of lower lows here on the CVD as you're getting that back test of the level, right? That is what you want to see locally. You want to see those lower lows building up here, higher lows as you're back testing. Bang, then we got our ticket here with our good risk management to get that reversal, right? Start sweeping all of the lower highs from today. So that is one scenario that I would be looking at here, right? You create that wick, right? Classic liquidity grab beneath those lows, and you form those bullish CVD divergence, right? Because this is going to be a stop hunt, right? If you do move down, sweep up all of these higher lows. This is a level where people put their stop losses, right? This is a zone where there's stop losses right there. So what you could get is that sweep of the lows, right? And get that recovery. I would, this is an aggressive long entry, okay? It is an aggressive long entry if you SFP from here, right? As soon as you tap that level and you recover, you can snipe along, stop loss at the low. It is very aggressive without a doubt. I prefer confirmation where you do get the recovery back above the level and you correct down, okay, to back test the level with bullish CVD divergence. That's kind of a little bit of confirmation, gives you a little bit of more confidence to then get that rally, okay, back up again, right? So that is one scenario. Could we front run this level? Now, there is the possibility in front running. I really don't like to catch front runs, but overall, we are forming very aggressive, very, very aggressive bullish CVD divergence from this pivot, okay? Very, very strong ones. You can see it. The price is just creating insane lower lows right there. We've got a little bit of a bounce right now. There is some slight bearish ones here locally, okay? So this is the negative thing right now, okay? As the price evolves during the next coming minutes, where you see these massive bullish CVD divergence from the last few hours, but more locally here, you are forming lower highs on the price action, but you're actually forming higher highs on the CVD, which is obviously not helping the price. You've just claimed the low here once more. That's the CVD target. So the lows have been claimed already. So that is already played out, right? These local bearish CVD divergence have already played out, claiming those lows. Very aggressive, very, very aggressive long entry here for a reversal, in my opinion. Very, very aggressive. Very, very aggressive if you wanted to long here to speculate that the market's going to reverse. But overall, those bearish CVD divergence have already played out. You've claimed the low, so the price might have an attempt in recovering from this point. Yeah, too aggressive in my opinion here. I mean, the stop loss is very, very small. You could put a stop loss beneath this low. Long entry right now at this level. And you're speculating on that movement here to the upside. For me, it is a little bit aggressive because you're just so close to hitting this low. However, you are forming those macro bullish CVD divergence. I would rather want to see a sweep of these lows. I mean, if we could sweep those lows and then get this price action, then this for me would be much, much more higher probable than actually longing from here, right? Sweep either this low or this one over here, right? One of the two, it doesn't matter. Get the movement down, get the recovery. And, for me, this would be a much, much better long attempt with bullish CVD divergence, stop loss at the low, and speculate on that higher low to continue to the upside. I am aware that the price could front run these lows. It could definitely front run these lows from this. It could definitely front run it, but I don't, I'm very, very skeptical when we get so close to a high or a low. You just expect it to get swept, right? So I rather want to see the level being swept and the confirmation. Then, I'm very much more comfortable in seeing that low being swept, creating the failed auction, swing failure pattern, stopping out all of those over leveraged long positions, and then obviously looking at that, retracement back test, and then look for the reversal. But I gotta say, based on CVD, as you are forming those incredible macro, well, for the last 10 hours basically, you are forming very, very aggressive lower lows right there, that could bring that steam in that recovery for the next coming hours. I would rather see those lows being swept, to be honest, because you're just so close to hit those lows. And, we have been seeing front runs on Bitcoin from major levels. We have seen front runs many times. It does happen, but it's, very, very difficult. Obviously, the risk management is the best, right? You're basically putting your stop loss where other people would put their stop loss, right? Beneath the last higher low, right? In this case, would be this one over here. And for this trade, you would be targeting, higher levels. You would be targeting on a possible reversal on higher time frames. But usually front runs are very aggressive because you get so close to the low that you're kind of expecting that sweep of the low and then possibly get the recovery. But sometimes you just front run it, especially if you are forming some aggressive bullish CVD divergence, right? You just got slightly higher lows right there. But on Bybit, oh my goodness, there's a lot of people trying to short the market here. And this could just be a massive, large absorption. And the price is just going to spike up here in the next coming hours. So yeah, regarding CVD, without a doubt, this could have been the low right there, just because there's strong bullish CVD divergence. Now, for another confirmation, right? Because I don't want to be a bottom catcher, right, or a top catcher. I usually enter a little bit later from the low. You very rarely you're going to see me in a trade that I've actually catched the low. Okay, because it's, you're kind of catching a little bit of a falling knife on the lower time frame. So in this case right now, what I would want to see is a nice spike to the upside, confirming the breakout of this bearish market structure. Okay, now we've got this bearish market structure, very choppy, like we mentioned at the beginning of the stream. This is not a good level for a breakout trade. You're very choppy. Not convincing at all to look for a breakout, right? This is where a lot of people potentially, looking for a long trade, right? We're breaking out from the trend line and you're not seeing a solid break, right? You're not seeing a solid breakout here. So, a lot of people potentially attempting to long and the price is moving down to their stop losses, which is beneath this low, right? Which have already been triggered. Now we're getting that small little relief pump after stopping out those over leveraged long positions, right, from that possible breakout. So I'm not a fan of getting into breakout trades, especially when it's very, very choppy like this. I would rather wait for a confirmation, right? And what would be a confirmation right now, just looking at market structure, would obviously be seeing the price action getting that breakout, right? Breaking out from that lower high, right? That lower high resistance, the confirmed lower high. This is the confirmed lower high, last lower high of the local bearish market structure. You got the high, you got the low, you got the lower high, you got the lower low, you got the lower high. And thanks to this lower low, because if you do not form a lower low here, this is not your lower high. It is this one. Okay, that does change the game, because a lot of people get confused when you form a lower high, right? If you form a lower high here and you form a low and you form a lower high right there and you form a higher low here slightly and you break out from here, people might think we're breaking out from this last lower high, but this is not the last lower high. It is this one right over here. Why? Because you did not form a lower low. This is your last low. So this is not your last lower high. But in this case, this is your last lower high because you formed a new lower low. So if we do get that breakout in the next coming hours, I would just keep it simple as a scalp. We got the VWAP. VWAP is incredibly good tool for scalpers, all right? Not this one. The VWAP, all right? The volume weighted average price. If we do get a confirmation breakout on the local downtrend structure And it's always good, guys, to create plans because we're in a very messy level right now. So we need to see some levels being hit and some data, right? Just like the ones that I explained here. If we just push through down these levels, then yeah, we're moving down very aggressively, guys. We'll be going to much lower levels. But if you do swing failure pattern from these levels, right, either this one or this one, and you get a recovery right there and bullish CVD divergence and you're back testing the level, I like it because you've swept all of the lows, right, from today, all of the highest lows from this range, and you could be looking for that recovery. Now, if we just break out from here, you're like, oh, you know, hey, I was waiting for that level. You know, your long trading setup did not play out. We did not hit the levels. We just pumped from the here. So if we were to pump from this zone, what I want to see is a breakout from this level. That is going to change the game here. That is going to change the game because what will be happening is that you're forming a one wave to the upside, breaking the local market structure. And I like to get into the third wave, whether that's an ABC or that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prices exploding. It doesn't matter. Just like the one that was explained yesterday, right? We had the probability of this being, you know, forming a one more wave to the upside, right? Or a third wave, right? We had to have one more wave up, either in an ABC or in a 1, 2, 3, right? And we're forming local 1-2s, right? And just absolutely exploding during the last 24 hours. So it did turn out bullish in the end. But we're looking for one more wave at least when you're breaking a local market structure, right? Why? Because the market moves in either 3 waves or in 5 waves, right? Period. Keeping it simple. So if you've got this downtrend, okay, and we do manage to break above this local lower high on the local market structure, we do know that the price is ready to reverse and very likely go to higher levels. So yeah, we're currently trying to get that breakthrough. Let's see if we do break out from the VWAP. That it will be a very good sign. VWAP right now acting a little bit as resistance. This old daily level, yeah, not really too relevant at the moment. We just pierced through it too many times. When we have a daily level, old daily level, right, that's just been broken out up and down, not providing any level of resistance and support for a few hours, like this case, I just ditch it, right? If a level has not been proven to be resistance or support and it's just slicing through, you just ditch it, right? It's like this level is no longer relevant. So just to clean the chart basically as well, right? So if we do break out, guys, just keeping it simple. I'm talking too much here. A lot of fluff in the talking. Break above this lower high right there. It would be a confirmation breakout of this downtrend, right? Anybody that is new, just, you know, curious about this situation, you'll be breaking the last lower high from this local downtrend. You break through, that will be absolutely really good, right? Because right now you have one wave. You have one wave to the upside. What you would want to see, obviously, is that pullback, right? You would want to see that pullback, right? No need for this high to be support. No need. You could definitely come to lower levels. I would definitely be taking into consideration that VWAP. That VWAP would take into consideration. And what we can speculate here, guys, this is where the magic happens, is if we form bullish CVD divergence, obviously that would be just to confirm that we are going to go to higher levels. If you break this high over here, bang, you break it, right? You get the CVD moving up here slightly as well. And then you get the movement to the downside on that corrective structure. What you would want to see as well is the CVD from this pivot low, if this were to be the low, to form lower lows, right? Form those lower lows after the breakout. And that is the moment where you're eyeing very carefully, okay, we've broken the last lower high of this downtrend. We've broken out from it. The retracement is going to be the level that I am going to be looking at, okay? You'll be eyeing the VWAP. You'll be eyeing the 50% Fibonacci retracement zone, right? Give or take. 50%, 618, the VWAP, bullish CVD divergence. And really what you're speculating here is not for the price to go to $63,000, is you're basically speculating on a possible wave 1, wave 2. You're looking for either a third wave or you're looking at that ABC, right? You're looking for that ABC scenario to sweep up the lower highs, targeting the 618 Fibonacci, right? That would be kind of the sweep up the highs. You're looking for another leg up that might be incredibly impulsive, or it might just slightly get above the highs in an ABC corrective move. And then, we'll be analyzing this area of resistance, obviously. But just so you see how you would create that trading plan, how to get those confirmations if you're looking for a scalp or a day trade, right? For a high probability move. In this case, you would want to break that last lower high right over here, movement to the upside, retracement down. You got already a one wave confirmation. This could be a wave 2 or a wave B. And what you would want to see is those bullish CVD divergence, that VWAP preferably if it can maintain as support, to then get the bounce to claim the highs again. So that for me would be the scenario, the setup, right? I would set alerts, right? The main, how you would want to wait for this is set alerts at the highs, right? Once those highs are claimed, then you do know that you could get that pullback and you could form a higher low. So you would be looking for that retracement once you get those alerts on your phone, right? To then take action on that scalping setup. That's basically it, guys. Not much more to talk about this range. I'm very much aware that the price, hey, we have pumped very nicely, a couple of $1,000. When we have these aggressive pumps, we could very much expect a large corrective move, either $1,000 corrective move, right? We could be breaking down here because we are at higher time frame levels of resistance. So, very much understanding that pullback could happen as we are at value area high. We've had a massive pump already, and we're just basically inside of the range. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do get that pullback. To enter a short position, I just wouldn't enter a short position right now, even though the price just breaks down. Okay, even though the price just breaks down. Not a great, that VWAP just provided strong resistance. If you want to go with the trend, you are an aggressive, scalper. The option here, without a doubt, would have been, right? And you need to be very focused when you're scalping. If you want to scalp the downtrend, the levels of support, if you wanted to short that VWAP, obviously I'm speculating on a possible reversal here. Your stop loss would have to be above the VWAP and above the last lower high, okay? In this case, and you're targeting the lows. You could maintain some of that position open and defensive. Just for anybody that is, not only looking for long positions, without a doubt we are in a downtrend, and VWAP is providing resistance. You're forming a downtrend. You got lower highs and lower lows. This just could have been another lower high. So if you're scalping the momentum, without a doubt, it's an acceptable scalp short, giving you a 1.5 risk to reward just to claim the lows. VWAP is resistance. Stop loss obviously above the last lower high, right, which is this one right over here. Just some little tips here, guys. You can not only look for long positions, you can not only look for shorts. You want to try and combine what would be your invalidation levels, what would be your you're basically where you would enter and where you would put your stop loss. So in this case, VWAP provided resistance. If you were to get into an aggressive scalp short right there, it's pretty clear where your stop loss would be. Your stop loss would have to be above the last lower high, because if you break that lower high, that you could push through, you could form a higher low and continue to the upside. So that would have to be your stop loss. Your entry point for all of those scalpers, the VWAP and the take profit would have been that low that it's just been hit, because you might just bounce from here and come and claim the high. So you need to be very, very, very strict on, why am I entering here? I'm entering because of the VWAP and we are in a local downtrend. Okay, good. Where would you put your stop loss? Well, above the last lower high, right? In this case, it would be this one right over here. Where are you targeting? You're targeting the lows, because the lows, you don't know if you're going to break the lows. Okay, you don't know if you're going to break the lows. You might just test the lows and just get another bounce to the upside. So you're very, very strict with where am I entering, where am I putting my stop loss, and where am I taking profits, right? This is obviously a general mistake that happens to almost everyone, right? Yeah, I'm jumping into a long. Okay, well, where is your stop loss? You know, where are you targeting, right? Have realistic targets. And obviously, this is just a scalp trade, right? Obviously, you know, we do not know if this is going to be the last lower high and the price is just going to fall through from here. So if you want to leave, you know, 20% open of that trade and protected, then hey, you might get into the golden lower high that is actually going to be the last lower high before you break down. So, but obviously being very, very defensive, just and taking the profits at the low, because you've tested the low, you're getting a reaction, price might as well just bounce from here. So you obviously want to take those profits, you know, if you're scalping. Yeah, just kicking in a little bit of education right there, legends. Anybody that has experience and is looking to trade, Bluffing is the #1 for me, no KYC platform, just with an email and a password. You can sign up in a matter of minutes, guys. You got the biggest deal bonus with the link down below. It's $80,000 deposit bonus. The more you deposit and trade, the more airdrops you're going to get into your exchange, meaning that you can use that money to trade with, okay? This bonus, you cannot withdraw the bonus. The bonus is used for trading, and you can keep the trading profits from that airdrop that you're getting from this deposit bonus, okay? Anybody that is interested, you got Bluffing, great, no KYC, no VPN, just with an email and a password. They do have proof of reserves, nothing fishy about this exchange, okay? Very solid exchange, not like some other ones that have fallen, right? They have proof of reserves, so check out Bluffing, guys. It has to be one of the best no KYC platforms out there right now for crypto trading. 200 likes, spot on. 200 likes, that is absolutely epic. We got the 200 mark. Let's try and get to 300 likes. We looking to get that. Hang on a second. We did claim that. Yeah, we did claim that low. Very aggressive. Yeah, hang on a second. As I was doing the explanation here of that scenario, yeah, that low right over here was claimed, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, this is extreme aggressive scalping. Extremely aggressive scalping, without a doubt. That high is going to be taken in the next coming seconds, which is going to probably give us a confirmation of a local trend reversal. Yeah, it does look like that we are going to take that high, guys, now. In the next coming seconds, we have taken it right now. What we want to see... What we want to see now is the pullback, all right? Hopefully we're not going to pump that much, you know. Hopefully we're not going to pump that much. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, apparently. So that's a good confirmation here, right? That for me is pretty good. Now on the lower time frames, now is where I want to see the magic, right? It could end up in a little bit of a wick, and we're getting a pullback right now. Now is the moment that I want to see that pullback here to this zone, bringing me a high probability that we could be going to higher levels. The interest zone, let's see if we do form those bullish CVD divergence. We got the VWAP, right? I want that VWAP to maintain this area. Let's see how we move down to that zone. Look for a potential scalp trade to claim the highs and maybe go to higher levels. I don't want the price to move down very aggressively. If possible, I would want a bit of a chilling move down, if possible. I don't want the price to just suddenly move down here very aggressively. I want to see the price, you know, getting down to this range, see some proof of support. It's a bit too volatile. If the price suddenly just moves down here to that level, it would be a very, very aggressive long position. But, you know, sometimes the volatility is what you get, right? Where you just get a movement down, boom, and then straight back up. But so far, so good. So we did end up claiming that level over here. Very aggressive, very aggressive. we're talking about sweeping that low from today's price action, this nice round formation, right? We did claim that low. It just formed a quick swing failure pattern, guys. Quick swing failure pattern. It pumped $500 in a matter of minutes. Look at this. Look how we just hit that low by a few dollars. I mean, this is aggressive scalp. Just as I was, talking about the levels and this is the main reason why if you shorted the VWAP, your stop loss is here. If you're moving down to the lows, that is your take profit, right? Period. Has to be your take profit, because this is what happens, right? If you enter a short position, your stop loss is still here. The market is going to come after you. So if you come down to a low and test it, that is where you get out, right? Just as a scalp. I mean, this is only a move of $200, but we're getting the breakout kind of confirmation. I would really want to see that pull back to this zone. I'm going to remain patient, guys. There's nothing better than getting into a high probability trading setup and not FOMOing in, right? We're getting the breakout. I want to FOMO in right now. Stop loss. Yeah, stop loss is here. So we've got a wide stop loss. There's nothing better than being patient in trading, right? Get those levels that you want to be hit. If possible, form the bullish CVD divergence. I mean, this is how boring trading is, right? It's not emotional. It's extremely boring. Your emotions have to be very, very flat, right? Because the price needs to do what you want it to do to gain high probability, right? So I usually get a lot of people asking me, where's the price going? Are we longing? Are we shorting? Are we pumping? Are we dumping? Right? It's like, yo, chill. We need to see some things, right? We need to see some things. So, very aggressive long. It's always an option, right? We mark the two levels from the live stream. I'm not sure if you guys are more aggressive or have basically got the scalp setup ready, right, to jump into the long. But as we've been, there was two levels to claim here. One of them being this high low right over there. We only just gently tapped it in a matter of a few seconds, and it created that small little swing failure pattern. Just so you get the theory, guys, the level was tapped. If you decide to jump into a long position right there, you know that your stop loss is incredibly tight. You basically have a few seconds to decide if you want to get into that trade. And for this one, I would, basically target the VWAP, right? This high over here. If you get that bonus and you do claim the high, then obviously you can maintain some of that position open. Just realizing that you're breaking this downtrend structure, and the momentum to the upside here could happen in the next coming hours. Like I said, I would rather get inside of this zone, form the bullish CVD divergence. I realize that the bearish market structure has been broken, and there's nothing to worry about, right? There's nothing to worry about, okay? About, oh my goodness, we're missing the trade. If we pump from here, then it doesn't matter. I always look for another opportunity. But the clearest opportunity for me right now would be retracing down to this green box area, form the bullish CVD divergence, because what I would be, I'm losing my voice here, guys. Because what I would be speculating on here is a wave 1, wave 2, and a wave 3. Okay, get an explosive move up here or an ABC, right? It doesn't matter. But you have high probability you're going to get one more leg to the upside. Okay. So, that's just going to remain a little bit patient here to see if we do get that leg down. It doesn't matter if we do go to slightly higher levels. I don't really care. If we start moving down from here to the VWAP, it's still going to be a good setup, especially if we form those bullish CVD divergence. So I will be eyeing here the different scenarios. Yeah, unfortunately, we are forming bearish CVD divergence right over here. We've got some local bearish ones. Let's take a look at Fibonacci right away. 50% Fibonacci just tapped, getting a bit of a reaction right there. There is bearish CVD, so what I would want to see, that pullback happening right now, and we need the bullish CVD divergence to the right to actually gain from the bearish ones that are forming here, right? Because the bearish CVD divergence from this pivot, these new ones right there, the target is coming down to the lows. So what I would want to see here is, as we are retracing down, let me just go here to the 3-minute time frame here, guys, on the CVD. Yeah, we are forming those bearish ones, but we're breaking market structure. These could get invalidated. What I would want to see here is, on this pullback that we do get to the possible higher low that could be forming, is the CVD here on the yellow, in the blue. It doesn't matter whatever exchange you, right? You know, we got Bybit here, we got the rest of exchanges. At least on Bybit, right? It doesn't look like that we're going to form them on the rest of exchanges, but at least on Bybit, if we do get that lower low on the CVD and those higher lows, that is going to bring me confidence for the price action to finish here a wave B or a wave 2. Getting here to the VWAP, getting a reaction, absorption, and I would speculate for that next leg up to claim those highs, and this would be like the target zone. You know, it could definitely push to higher levels, but overall that would be the scenario that I would be looking for here in the next coming hours or next coming minutes potentially. Okay, so yeah, bearish local market structure has been confirmed, breaking out. Now the question is, will we form an ABC and roll down, or will we form an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, and claim the highs? That is the question, obviously, right? So as we do not know what is the next wave formation, either in a 3 wave or in a C wave, what you need to understand is that, you know, we could form a wave B or a wave 2 here. My goodness, I'm losing my voice, guys. This has never happened. But anyway, let's go through the comment section. Small position is acceptable. I'm in a long position and protected, says Aditya. Yeah, it's all about you guys trading, not about me. So, but overall, like I said, there is that option that was mentioned at the beginning of the stream, right? We either claim this low, it claimed this low. You got 2 options. You either create a very aggressive swing failure pattern where you just get a large wick or a small wick, right? It doesn't really matter. We never know how large that wick is going to be. It can be a few dollars, or it could be at $200 to $300. We never know how large that wick is going to be. What you do know is that that low has to be claimed and the price to get above it so you can actually enter that trade setup. So that low has been claimed. You had a few seconds to decide if you want to enter that long with a stop loss beneath the wick. And, you know, just as a scalp trade, you at least want to target the VWAP, right? You probably want to target these lower highs to take some profit. But this, without a doubt, I would leave some open of this long trade if you did manage to get in, because this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be a ABC, right? But overall, looking for slightly higher levels. You know, or even just push through very aggressively in a 1 wave, right? I do not know how severe this wave is going to be. It might be like this, and then we're getting the pullback down, and then it's going to, you know, move to the upside, or either like this and like this, and then form a little high. We just don't know how high that can be. But, you know, this is the interest zone for me anyway, right? Just so you can, you know, you got the VWAP, you got possible bullish CVD divergence, you got a possibility of, yeah, I wouldn't say that you're going to back test this low. But, yeah, this would be like the entry zone, right? The 618, 78 Fibonacci at the most aggressive. And stop loss beneath the low, and you're looking for that next wave to the upside. So, yeah. acceptable long scalp. I can see 𝗬𝗬𝘂𝗿 always sniper trading, absolutely insane. 𝗬𝗬𝘂𝗿 is also in the Legends trading community, of course, providing those setups, those possibilities of those swing failure patterns, always providing that analysis. Absolutely insane. And he's just confirming in the comment section that he did get into that long position just after sweeping up that low. Very aggressive. Just need to be quick. You need to manage your risk, right? Stop loss is a baby, and the risk reward is obviously much more than your stop loss. So it's always an acceptable long entry. Take it down. Can you look at MENA protocols as NJ? So we take a look at some altcoins, guys. Okay, let's take a look at some altcoins. You know, we talked about Bitcoin. You know, what I would be looking here for a chilled long setup. I want to see some bullish CBD divergence, a little bit of proof of support at that VWAP. Okay, no major falling knives, unless it's an SFP, right? There's a quick one right there. And that's my level of interest, purely based that we've broken the downtrend structure here locally. If we form a high at some point here, then the next move to the downside, we can definitely speculate on a higher low to then get that bounce to at least claim that high, but overall expecting slightly higher levels on that move. Okay, the local bearish market structure has been broken, so it's time for the bulls to see if they are going to push to much higher levels, right? Let's take a look at some altcoins here for the community. As always, we want to take a look at some altcoins. MENA protocol. I have bought some more MENA protocol. I got some MENA over here. I need to send them to my wallet. Obviously, this is not on where I have the rest of the altcoins, but this is, you know, I'm slightly down on this. You know, just bought $5,000 worth of MENA protocol just over a week ago, around about 1-2 weeks ago. It's one that I am bullish on, without a doubt. Okay, I've just accumulated a little bit more. I need to get them out of the exchange, but there it is. And I am bullish on MENA protocol. It's an insane project. This is without a doubt some great accumulation levels, in my personal opinion, because we basically at the bear market lows. We've actually swept the lows. This could be the most epic swing failure pattern, something very similar that happened on the C19 crash, right? There's massive bearishness out there, guys. There is fear in the market. Many people are bearish, you know, in crypto, and they do see recession. You know, the top is in for Bitcoin. You know, forget about Bitcoin getting above $74,000. You know, I personally think that that is not the case. We did have a major market crash last Monday, the 5th of August. So yeah, there's a lot of bearish sentiment, which is usually bringing you one of the best buying opportunities on, you know, for altcoins. Bitcoin dominance is absolutely crazy. It's in a major uptrend. That is when you really want to accumulate, because, oh, stock market is getting a really nice move to the upside here. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance as well. Let's just take a look at an overview here on MENA protocol, but Bitcoin dominance, this is when you really want to accumulate, right? Because you do not want to accumulate when you have had the confirmation of the altcoin season, right? Because a lot of people will be waiting for that confirmation breakout, right? Yeah, it's altcoin season. You know, dominance has already dropped 7% or 8%, right? And altcoin season is already rallying, right? When the Bitcoin dominance is continuing that uptrend is when you want to aggressively DCA, especially when you're taking a look at MENA protocol. This could be the epic swing failure pattern, right? Of the year, right? Which is basically testing the lows of the bear market. You created that swing failure pattern. You've tested the lows. Obviously, all of those limit orders, buying orders getting triggered right there. This is why you get these spring points, right? Anybody that is not aware about swing failure patterns, you know, for basically on leverage trading or on spot market, is because you have a huge amount of buying orders just beneath this low, right? People are interested in buying at the lowest price possible. This is why you get these reactions, right? Because there's just a bunch of limit longs or limit buy orders beneath that low, because it's the cheapest level that you've had in the last couple of years, right? So this is why you get these reaction bounces. This is why swing failure patterns is just a very, very good strategy, because it's basically filling stop losses or buy orders, right? And this is why you get the reactions. So as looking at the macro here, you know, this is insanely good levels for accumulation. Now, obviously the question on everybody's mind, you know, will we get bad news next week or in the next coming weeks, and we'll be creating another low? I do not know, guys. You know, we do not know. Without a doubt, this is already insane levels that the price did get selling exhaustion, right? This is selling exhaustion. When you get a major pump and dump, this is when I usually want to stay away from the market, right? When you get a massive rally. I did not buy any Mina Protocol here at $1.40. I did not buy any Mina Protocol after this massive pump. I was very much letting the people know, hey, I want to see the pullback. I started buying here just round about the 80 cent level. So I am down very aggressively. However, I'm buying more the last week, right? Just bought another $5,000 at these levels because they're just very good accumulating zones. So overall, this is what happens, right? You buy the dip and it keeps dipping till it does not dip anymore, and then you get a huge massive recovery in the next coming months. So whatever you bought here or here is going to surpass those losses that you've been maintaining. So yeah, just basically I still believe that this is when the price got the selling pressure got exhausted. You form that nice descending wedgie structure. What happened afterwards? Major breakout. It's too soon, in my opinion, to believe that you are going to suddenly bounce from this level. You created a swing fade pattern, very much acceptable. It's already good DCAing levels here. This 35 cent, 40 cent zone for me is great for DCAing, right? If you buy today and it's down, you know, 10% next week or 20%, it's just really part of the game of accumulating. But if you want to buy cheap, you know, it cannot get much cheaper than these price levels, you know, especially if in the next coming weeks, right, you are starting to form that very similar descending channel sideways momentum. Guys, this will be a clear indication that the bottom is in or very close in being in. Okay, so now the question is, of course, you know, me as an altcoin buyer as well as an investor of altcoins also, the question is, as we've tested the lows from the bear market, is this going to suddenly get a V-shaped recovery in the next coming weeks? It's definitely a possibility. Or will we start consolidating here, creating another low, getting a bounce, forming a, you know, descending wedgie channel-y structure for the next coming weeks, right? Which is only going to give us a little bit of more time to accumulate at cheaper levels and then get the rally. It doesn't really matter, guys. There's two scenarios here. They are both bullish. Will we bounce from here and start recovering, or will we go sideways, form another low, right, for the next coming weeks and then recover? I do not know. What I am quite sure about is that the price will eventually recover in the next coming months. That is, if it's not in the next coming weeks. So overall, I assume that your question here is regarding, you know, the accumulation levels, right, and the higher time frame. You know, not gonna, you know, I don't want to do TA, guys. I don't want to do any crappy technical analysis on altcoins because it does take a lot of time on doing analysis. We could do a live stream, guys. I'm gonna ask the community, you know, shall we just do an altcoin technical analysis live stream, right, where we're just going deep into the technical analysis, the major levels, and look for some trading opportunities on altcoins. But yeah, on the live stream, it's just going to take a lot of time, and I know there's a lot of people that are not really interested. BTC, look at BTC. Yeah, BTC coming down to the VWAP. BTC coming down here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. We're just about to form those bullish CVD divergence. Just about forming them right over here on Bybit. A quick bounce on the VWAP. Quick bounce on the VWAP. Very quick. Yeah, I think without a doubt it could definitely go into the lower time frames. It could create a little bit of choppiness. So yeah, without a doubt, guys, you know, this could definitely, I mean, if it jumps from here to the highs, it is what it is, guys. It doesn't really matter for me. But yeah, I do think that this could be a little bit choppy. You know, come back down, test the lows again. Would still be very much interested in this area. I mean, if it does bounce, it's just been very, very quick, guys. You know, for me, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's not about me, it's about you guys. But a quick retest of that VWAP, and if it does come and claim the highs, I just got to say that was a very, very quick retest and a quick bounce, okay? But I do believe that we could be chilling here for a little bit. Let's go to the 15-second. I mean, this has been relatively quick. Yeah, without a doubt, I do see the possibility. I mean, if we bounce from here and this has been the corrective structure, then it is what it is. But I do see the price coming back down to this area, you know, forming more a little bit of a chilled, you know, retracement consolidation here at these lows. Okay, so, you know, not really in a rush to catch the first bounce. I mean, if this were to be it, then it doesn't matter. It's just a quick reaction from that VWAP. If we do get below the VWAP and we do consolidate here slightly, then I would definitely get, you know, look at that attempt. But yeah, very, very aggressive. Very quick right there. Just bouncing there, coming back down to the lows. Yeah, I think we could consolidate, you know, kind of retest this low, this area, create a lot of choppiness. You know, I think it could definitely maintain as support for the next, you know, give or take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So yeah, not too much in a rush here. You don't want to see the price, you know, dancing around at this level. See those CVDs, you know, create lower lows, you know, get the price, the momentum, more aggressive on the CVD. You know, it's not about catching the first wick to the downside. Okay, so yeah, I think we could chill around this area for the next 15-20 minutes. So no major rush here in entering that trade. You know, it could go as deep as, you know, 60,500. So yeah, not really instantly rushing to get into that trade scenario here. But it is without a doubt the zone where I would be looking at the price to get some choppiness. Andy R-Wave has already decided it's running now. We do have a lot of altcoins that apparently are taking a large move to the upside. Let's take a look at R-Wave here on the chart. Yeah, R-Wave is one of them that is pumping out today. That is very interesting because this is claiming the highs from the 9th of August. That is where Bitcoin created the high at 62,800. So you're kind of breaking this symmetrical triangle to the upside. So looks pretty good. Looks like the momentum wants to continue here to the upside on R-Wave. I like to see this on altcoins because our altcoins going to front run the move on Bitcoin, right? We got the massive drop from the 4th, 5th of August. We got the highs from the 8th of August right there. And when we take a look at Bitcoin on the higher time frames, some altcoins are already taking that high from the 8th of August, right? 8th, 9th of August. So when we take a look at the structure on some altcoins, in this case R-Wave, right? It's taking out that high. So our altcoins front running the possible price of Bitcoin to take those highs from the 9th of August, right? Yeah, definitely could be a possibility here. We are seeing some altcoins popping here to the upside. We got Brett, we got Solana pumping slightly. Sundog, my goodness, guys. Yeah, meme coins. Be cautious, guys, on meme coins. Hey, can we take a look at Wolf? Wolf 0x67. Thanks for the input. WeTube NL, you're very welcome, my brother. R-Wave looks pretty bullish still. It's breaking out from the symmetrical triangle. I noticed Bitcoin likes to move 5K up and 5K down. That is probably inside of this range because we are inside of a big fat range for the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure if 5K down, 5K up, 5K down, 5K. For the moment, we are in this range that, we should be leaving this range at some point in the next coming days, right? We're not going to be trading here forever. We're possibly going to be trading for a few more days in the range, but overall, it does look like that we are going to, fucking hell, my voice. We could be trading a few more days more inside of this range, okay? For the moment, it doesn't look bad for the bulls. We're just consolidating on the higher time frames at that value area high of this trading zone. So very, very difficult. This is why we focus on the lower time frames, on the different possibilities and those potential trading setups. Link looks good. Did buy some Chainlink just a few weeks ago, like mentioned here. Just bought 1,000 Chainlink a couple of weeks ago, round about this $9 range. I think we just round about $10. Yeah. We're in this kind of symmetrical triangle, getting a little bit of a resistance right now. We're getting squeezed here. We're getting a little bit squeezed. I mean, you could arguably discuss it looks like a descending triangle locally here for the last week. I'm very bullish on Chainlink, guys. I have a lot of Chainlink in my portfolio, and that is thousands of Chainlink, not hundreds of thousands, but yes, thousands of Chainlink. And this is one of my largest altcoins it's my largest altcoin bag that I have. I have more Chainlink than Ethereum, and I'm very, very bullish. The technical analysis on Chainlink looks absolutely insane. We were very much, I bought some Chainlink at this range in 2023. I could not stress it enough here back in 2023 that this was an accumulation area, guys. This is where you want to buy. We have bottomed out from this selling pressure. This ain't no bear flag or any of that nonsense. This is massive accumulation going on here for over 18 months. And what was very interesting about the technical analysis here, looking at Elliott wave theory that was mentioned last year, talking about this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, at this consolidation at the $13-14 range, we were expecting one more leg to the upside before getting a major pullback. And yeah, I still lean on the side that we are finishing the second wave here. We are finishing the second wave. Of course, we could claim the lows one more time. It might take a couple of weeks, right? Or a few more weeks. But this is like the 7-8 Fibonacci classic target zone for a wave 2. I think Chainlink is such, it's a high cap crypto altcoin. It's a very solid project. It respects the technical analysis and Elliott wave theory very, very nicely. So the speculation is that, hey, for me, this is the zone where I was mentioning several months ago when we were trading at $20, $19, guys. I'll be buying more Chainlink once we start dipping below the $12 range, okay? In between $8 and $12 is going to be my accumulation area. Waited patiently for those levels. We are at these levels. Just a couple of weeks ago, bought another 1,000 Chainlink. I've just got too much, guys, so I don't really want to accumulate much more. But for me, this zone is very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed on higher time frames, And we were very much waiting for this 61878 zone, guys. Just many months ago saying, guys, I do expect a large corrective move. And, we are inside of that box area where it's looking incredibly well. Could it take several weeks? Could we test the low one more time? Could it just go sideways? Yes, I would be very surprised if we start breaking down and testing the bear market lows. That is when I'll be saying, wow, I am down big time, guys, in my portfolio. But I wouldn't be scared, right? It wouldn't be the end. You just need to hold on onto those losses. I don't live out of my portfolio. You shouldn't be living out of your portfolio either, right? So, this reminds me very much of 2019, 2020, right? Where I was buying altcoins, portfolio was just going down and down and down. But you know, at the end of the day, who cares, right? The portfolio is there. Yes, it is money, obviously, that you're down on, but you just need to hold on tight till you actually get the recovery, right? There's no other option. And Chainlink, without a doubt, is going to get an epic recovery in the next coming months, guys. It's without a doubt, guys. It's almost guaranteed, right? Nothing is guaranteed in the market, but overall, you know, the worst case scenario, we get the depression, we get the recession, we need to hold on very tight for the next 12, 18 months, 2 years, whatever that recession does, you know, does bring us. It's going to bring very cheap price levels, which is going to be even better to accumulate. So yeah, make sure to have cash on the sidelines, guys. I cannot stress that enough. We always need to have, you know, a portion of cash on the sidelines. BTC wrecked. BTC, what's going on with BTC? Oh, yeah, it broke down. You know, it's swing failure pattern from this low. I mean, you need to be fast, guys. I'm really not focused here. But this was a sniper long entry. Sniper long entry right there. But very, very aggressive take profits. Yeah. Very, very aggressive, quick dead cat bounce from that low. So, yeah, apparently this did not play out. So, yeah, obviously we need to talk about, you know, this is trading. It's technical analysis. It's all about probabilities. Probabilities did not play out in our favor here, but yeah, I was looking here for a higher low, a little bit of more bullish CVD divergence formation. You know, this is why we need to manage risk here. So yeah, choppy action right there. Just got a major sell-off, guys. This is what happens sometimes. It looked pretty good. The local bearish market structure did get broken. We confirmed a higher high right there. Now this zone was the level to confirm a higher low, right? So crucial zone here. Where we at on Bitcoin? Yeah, this zone is without a doubt very, very crucial. I would want to see a little bit of proof of support. We only just hitting this level. If we lose this level, guys, there is extreme danger of getting a massive dump, okay? If we do lose this level at $60,200, there is insane risk, all right? Anybody that is trying to catch a bottom here, right? You might catch it and it might reverse, but there is incredible risk here. This is no zone that I would be playing with any long positions, guys, because you could just bring back all of that momentum to the downside because you have no support, right? You know, you don't have any technical support from 60,100 to 59,400, right? And you could get a very, very aggressive corrective move. So, yeah, for the moment, this did not play out, guys. You know, this is part of the game. You know, is really remaining a little bit patient here to see if we were going to dance around at this zone. But yeah, this scenario did not play out. We had very strong bearish CVD divergence as well. This is the bad thing about CVD as well. If you do form local bullish ones, and you do form bearish ones as well. We were forming lower highs right there on the price action. You were forming higher highs on the CVD. So you did have a little bit of bearish CVD divergence formation right there. And that just, you know, the target zone is the low. So you just, you know, got the price action pushing down in the end. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin is breaking down at the moment. And this is a zone where we could just lose it, guys. I personally would not be interested in any long positions here. Could it create a massive fake out and recover? Obviously no shorts because you're kind of shorting late. Yeah, just be aware here because the price could significantly move down. What I would want to see here for a possibility of a reversal, here, would be reclaiming that low and possibly back testing it, right? So, the next trading scenario that I would look for is get a nice push momentum to the upside. If you come back down in a very corrective structure, nothing too fast, guys. This is the danger of fast pump and fast dump down. You want to see the price actually, consolidating, getting a three-wavy structure. You got a back test of this low, bullish CVD divergence in all of the exchanges if possible, and then look at the back test of this level for a possible recovery, right, in this case. But the market is very much bearish at the moment, so we could be dropping to much lower levels. Really not interested in a short trade right now at this level. This would have been a bit of an aggressive short. This was actually an aggressive short trade. The only reason the only level where you could enter a short trade here and put your stop loss would be this lower high right there, because you are forming bearish CVD divergence. The bearish CVD divergence was there on the rest of exchanges. So where you want to have a stop loss is at the invalidation level from these bearish CVD divergence, right? Very aggressive short. This is not a typical short that I would just enter, me personally, right? I'm not really that interested in these kind of trades. Sometimes they give you the best trading setups. This might have been the lower high that pushes you down. But if you are looking to trade CVD divergence strategy, you just need to put your stop loss above the invalidation point, since you've created those bearish CVD, right? In this case would be this high right there. It is aggressive. You could just get wicked out, but you're managing risk very well. And obviously, as the price is losing this level, well, you're making epic gains. It does look like that the price is going to continue to the downside, legends. Going to continue to the downside here, because there is really not that much support. Yeah, I wouldn't consider any of this to be any major support. Levels of interest on the higher time frame. Just breaking down very aggressively. So we would have to form a range for me to detect any trading opportunities, guys, to be honest. If we're rolling down from here, point of control of this range, that old weekly level, could we bring back all of those gains from this morning's pump? The only range where I would see a possibility of forming the only zone where I see a possibility of forming a range would be this point of control, the old weekly level. And, depending on what kind of price action we form here, then I'll be analyzing the situation, obviously, to look for those trading setups, obviously, right, on lower time frames. Right now, we're just dropping very aggressively. I'm not a fan of jumping into a short position here, just being aware of a fake out of the lows. But it does look like that the momentum could continue to the downside. So the S&P 500 is dumping as well. S&P 500. So we got the S&P that got a really nice pump, but then it looks like that we are getting a dump right now. So the market did pump. We don't have any news today. Yeah, a little bit of a pump and dump here. A little bit of a pump and dump right there. Failed auction from that local high that we did form here last Tuesday. Failed auction, liquidity grab, back down to the lows. So, yeah. Bit of a pump and dump right now. We're currently at the lows. It doesn't look too great. So yeah, not much more to be said. I want to talk about a little bit of news, guys. Goldman Sachs economists cut the probability of the US entering into a recession by 20%. Let's talk a little bit about news, guys, because I've been taking a look at Twitter, obviously, with my coffee, and taking a look at the news that the researcher, obviously, in the Legends training community that has provided. and just want to talk about it. Goldman Sachs economist cutting down the recession probability down to 20%. So it looks like that a recession, right, a proper recession, depression, is not going to happen by the looks of things here by some Goldman Sachs economists. You definitely have to take this into consideration, saying that, or reverse it, right? If these big guys, these big players are coming out and saying, there's a 20% chance that we're going to enter a recession, this is where, hey, shall we take it as, okay, we're not going to enter a recession, right, in the next coming months, right, part of 2024 and 2025, as we do have the US elections? Or are they lying, right? Why are they saying this? Do they know? Are they already selling, right, stocks and Bitcoin? And we are going to get that recession. But overall, you never know how to take these guys. Should I trust them, right? They're saying there's a 20% chance, very low chance, that we are going to enter a recession in 2024, right? And beginning of 2025. Should I trust them? I just really don't trust the news nowadays, right? So we have 94% of the total Bitcoin supply has now been officially issued. 94%, there's only 6% left, running around. It's been 119 days since the 2024 Bitcoin halving. This is very interesting, guys. Just taking a look at the 4-year cycles and taking the halving into consideration for all of those investors, all of those people buying Bitcoin for the long run that are in doubt that we could be entering, a bear market. The top is in for Bitcoin at 74K zone. It's only been 119 days after the halving. Usually the peak of Bitcoin has happened on average 530 days after the Bitcoin halving, looking at the previous 2 cycles. So you would arguably discuss that we are still in very early stages here if we are going to enter a bear market right now and we're going to go down to 30K and 20K, right? Which would be obviously very devastating. It would be a massive shock, but it would bring you insane levels of accumulation without a doubt. Kamala Harris is considering Gary Gensler as Treasury Secretary if elected president. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm not sure if you are with the Democrats or Republicans. I want Donald Trump to win the elections, to be honest. I don't think that this is going to be good, not only for crypto, but for the US economy. If they enter into, if Kamala Harris does enter into power here, I mean, that's my personal opinion. I'm not sure what you guys believe here. Bear market. We have a little bit of a drop. BTC never made all-time high before halving also. That is also very true. Something to take into consideration. Is this time different? Is the top in? When we take a look at the ETFs, big institutions, joining into Bitcoin is the future, so much bullishness. You really need to take it into consideration, right? It's like, hey, are they trapping the retail, right? We don't have massive retail interest, to be honest, as well. But are they trapping us, right? They're making us believe that Bitcoin is going to go to 100K, 200K, a million, which eventually will in the future. We just don't know if we're going to get that bump phase, right, in a recession or a depression, and they are going to dump on us for the next coming months. And Bitcoin's going to go down to 30K and 20K. We don't really know if that's going to happen. But overall, like I said, have some cash on the sidelines. Be prepared for whatever scenario could happen to buy to much cheaper levels. If Bitcoin goes down to 20K, I'll be selling my car. I'll be selling a couple of watches. And I will be buying Bitcoin, guys, without a doubt. Okay? So, just something to be aware of. I wouldn't be too worried. I would be actually excited if Bitcoin were to go to 30K and 20K in the next coming months, right? Obviously, I have a much different mentality than most of the people, right? But it would be a golden opportunity, right? Will be a golden opportunity to really make generational wealth if we were to get that extra dip on altcoins and Bitcoin. Of course, for most of the people, it will be like, Bitcoin sucks. We're going down. Crypto sucks. All a scam. it would just bring a major opportunity, guys. Okay, just so you understand. We have Japanese public company Metaplanet buys another 500 million yen worth of Bitcoin. These guys are not stopping accumulating. Okay, so we do have big players. We do have wallets, and this is on the blockchain, guys. We do have confirmed whales accumulating, and that is going up. Usually on the previous cycle peaks, months before hitting the peak, we can see a massive unload of those wallets, guys. And that is not the case right now. We're not seeing these big whales unloading their Bitcoin. They're actually loading up, okay? And that is pure data. So the data is suggesting that the whales are actually continuing to accumulate these last few weeks and months. So yeah, nothing to be worried about, in my opinion. Mr. 100 has bought another 500 more Bitcoin today. This guy is, I don't know, guy or institution, or if it's a country, but this wallet is buying huge amount of Bitcoin during the last few days and weeks, and just buying by 100 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin during the last few weeks and months. Absolutely crazy. The accumulation of this one is just like consistently going on and on. So definitely something to take into consideration. You cannot accumulate 100 Bitcoin every single day for very, very long, right? Without the prices going up. So there's something to take into consideration. Very interesting. Mr. 100 is just continuing to buy 100 Bitcoin. And we can see that the last few days. We can see the last, yesterday, basically 500 Bitcoin just on yesterday. 200 Bitcoin on the 18th. 16th, just 100. On the 15th, we had 500 accumulated. So it's like almost every single day here accumulating hundreds of Bitcoin. We have $1 billion Tether just been minted at the treasury. This is usually a sign that there could be a reversal, right? When we get these Tether being printed, it means that this Tether is likely going to be allocated to Bitcoin and some altcoins. So we could, these are small little signs of, obviously $1 billion is not that much in the crypto space nowadays. It was 5 years ago, but now it's not that, not a huge amount, right? Global liquidity is moving up fast. This is something without a doubt that we need to take into consideration. It is something very bullish for stock market and Bitcoin and crypto in general. Global liquidity is what we want to see it spike up. That means that the money printer is going on. It's moving slowly and consistently to the upside. And this is obviously bullish, guys. Of course, it's a very slow movement to the upside, but this is likely going to continue with the interest rate cuts. And we are in a global liquidity cycle, right? In between 2022 and 2024, you have the bear market liquidity cycle. Now we're entering into that 2025 to 2026 global bullish liquidity. There is a chart that is very interesting that I haven't got it right now, but it shows you where, every 4 or 5 years, there is a global liquidity cycle where you enter that 2-year, bear market cycle. And then obviously after 2 years, getting that recovery. So I will pull that chart. It's very interesting. We are likely entering that global liquidity cycle, guys. And usually we do see the markets recover. We do see the markets recover when we have the M2, right? The global liquidity chart going to the upside. That means money printers going on. That means there will be more liquidity and more, likely going to pump the Bitcoin crypto stock market in the next coming months. So nothing, I wouldn't be too worried about a possible bear market, right? Retracements, absolutely yes. Could we hit $49,000? Absolutely yes. But overall, I would be looking for an epic swing long position if we were to claim this low over here. Okay, because based on the technical analysis, we're still very much in bullish market structure. And this has just been a very, very large, corrective structure. And I would be expecting a swing failure pattern from that low. If we do get the swing failure pattern from 49K, that will trigger for me to get into that long position. If we slice through, obviously, no long to be trading, all right, as a swing long. Legends, thank you very much for joining. September, we will answer The dump will be wicked. Okay, we got, you know, people. Yeah, September hasn't been a great. September is not usually the greatest month for Bitcoin and crypto, but October usually is. Okay, so yeah, we could see a little bit more downside in September. Very much possible, but an epic recovery to the end of the year, in my opinion. Legends, thank you very much for joining. Philip, my man, everybody, thank you very much. Make sure to destroy the like button. Remember that you do have insane bonuses with the exchanges down below. It's another way to support the channel. It's another way for you to get that exclusive bonus. You got Bluffin, obviously the #1 no KYC platform. You can sign up, claim the bonus, start trading in a matter of minutes, guys. Thank you very much for joining. I will be back with more tomorrow. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.